Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Absolute Cinema Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Eli.
I'm Jake.
And today we're talking about Superman. The new trailer dropped from James Gunn, and I think it looks pretty good.
I do too, yeah. I think it looks very good. I wasn't completely sold on the first trailer, to be completely honest. And I also was not completely sold on the 5-minute spot they put at the beginning of the Minecraft movie. Part of that is because I just wanted to get to the Minecraft movie. And two, what was in that footage wasn't really did not win me over in super very much. But then this trailer, it's like, okay, now I'm finally getting won over. Like everything they showed here, it actually feels like Superman, and it finally feels like bright and hopeful. Because my issue with the first trailer is that it's like, I mean, yeah, it's cool to start off with him being like thrown against the ground, but it's like to me it just still felt like everything we'd seen before, like just a dark, depressed Superman getting beaten down all the time. And here it's like we get to see him actually like saving more people and actually have show his personality a little bit more. And so this trailer had a lot more stuff in it that made me more convinced than some of the previous ones.
Yeah, I'm excited for this movie, and I was excited from the first trailer. So this one didn't really do too much more to hype me up. Like, I was already excited, so this one was like I was just like, oh yeah, it's just more of what I'm, excited for. Everything I've heard of James Gunn say about what he thinks Superman is, and like what he thinks the world needs right now in terms of a Superman movie. Like, I'm just totally on board and sold. Like, I think it's gonna be really good in what I think, but it'll be interesting to see if it kind of brings everyone together.
I know, yeah. There's still a split DC fan base. Like, it's been split. I mean, let's be real. It's been split for years, but it's just been this movie cannot get a win. Like, every single thing they put out, people just hate on it like crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just half of it is just DC fans just not being into it and just not really getting it and just kind of just slamming it. And the other half are the Snyder loyalists, who I consider fake DC fans, honestly. Like, I don't want to touch on this too much. It's kind of a heated subject. Like, that's a bear I really don't want to poke. But I'm just gonna say, just to keep it light, the Snyder fans / the fake DC fans, as I call them, they're just hating on this all the time. They're like, it's too bright, too colorful. It's not dark and brooding like Zack Snyder. I'm like, that's not Superman, you guys. Come on,
really, that's your complaint with Superman, is that he's too bright and colorful?
Exactly.
Like, isn't that a weird complaint to have with
Such
Superman?
a weird complaint for someone like Superman, especially. It's like,
who's known for being bright and colorful.
That's like complaining for Batman, being like, Batman's too dark and brooding. It's almost like the same. Almost like the same thing.
Yeah, like Batman's dark and brooding. Superman is not. And I love what Zack Snyder did. We both love the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I liked Man of Steel. I thought Batman v Superman. I liked it more than most people, but I still admit it was a very flawed. Especially, I think the third act is really when they started cramming way too much in.
Yeah.
But I liked the Zack Snyder Justice League. Did it need to be 4 hours? Absolutely not. But it was at least
I don't know.
His vision.
Yeah. No, I thought the Snyder Cut was epic and like super cool, and I loved what he did with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Justice League.
I don't think Snyder fully understood the DC characters, and I just don't think it was a story. I don't think we needed to turn DC into Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he had a very specific vision, and like Zack Snyder has a very specific style. I think that's one of the things I like about him, is that when you watch a Zack Snyder movie, you're watching a Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah.
So that's something that you don't see a ton of nowadays, or you don't see as much of. So I like that. I like that about him, but I don't know if that's the type of flair and that's the specific style that like should be heading up DC.
Exactly.
Every character should be like that.
Should be Snyder style.
Like Snyder's thing it was an interpretation. I don't know if I need it to be the interpretation of DC.
No.
So I'm excited for what James Gunn is going to do, because he has a more versatile style. Like, he can do so many different things. So I think his style is going to be more interesting to see, because he can do distinct things. Like, he can do Guardians 3, which is so emotional and funny at the same time. And he can do, other movies that are more dark, or, like, he just wrote Zack Snyder's first movie,
Dawn of the Dead, yeah.
And that's
he has more of a range. He's more than just the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad guy.
Exactly. Like, that's another thing people are scared about, is that this is going to have like Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad humor, Yeah. And I'm like James Gunn is so versatile that I think his style lends more to building a DC universe, because then he can kind of, make all the different things a little different, as opposed to Zack Snyder, to where he has such a specific style, and it's all the same.
Exactly.
Batman and Superman become like the same thing. Like
pretty much.
They're both dark and brooding in their own ways. And again, I love Man of Steel. I thought it was great. Like it's awesome. But does it need to be the Superman? No. And I don't. And it's over anyway. It's not coming back. So the Snyder fans who are still
everyone's still hoping for a sort of Snyderverse. Even Zack Snyder himself has moved on. Like he's just open like, I moved on. I don't want to work with those guys again. So people just need to like. I mean, I know some people are salty over the Henry Cavill thing, but that was kind of that was kind of an unfortunate situation, but let's be real. That was partly Dwayne Johnson's fault because he dragged Henry Cavill back in, made him think he was going to get another chance to wear the suit, and then that ended up imploding, and then he just got told, we don't have plans to bring you back. We're going to just reboot with a new guy. Yeah,
which is Dwayne Johnson was like going rogue and like being like, I'm going to be...
Because he got so full of himself. He was going to try and take over DC and make it all about him and Black Adam. Yeah. So then everyone could see him beat up Superman and like maybe probably fight the Justice League and just ignore Shazam. And then and Black Adam was not what he thought it was going to be, and then now he moved on to doing a live action remake of Moana in order to fix his image.
Yeah, that was such an ego vehicle anyway, Black Adam. Like, nobody cared about Black Adam. It's
been development for 20 years, and he finally got it going, and then he was like, this is going to be the next big thing. The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
Yeah.
It did, but not in his favor, and then now he's gone.
Yeah, like DC was like, we're rebooting. They had to just hard reset everything, which was the right move.
Did it make some people upset? Yes, because some people were attached to the actors, but like it was just a necessary move.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good that they're rebooting. And James Gunn is, he's gonna have one singular vision.
Yeah.
Now we've talked about before. I think he likes weird stuff. He's kind of a weird guy, but I mean, I think Superman. Everything that I've seen from Superman, I really enjoy. I mean, I think that one part from the trailer is just, it encapsulates what I think Superman is, when he's like, but people were going to die.
Exactly, yeah.
Like that's just that's what I want to see, and I think it's going to be a really cool take on Superman. I think it's going to be successful. I think it's going to do well.
I think so too. Yeah.
I just keep pulling out. I just keep saying I'm like, he did Guardians 3.
Yeah, he did all 3 Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
Specifically, Guardians 3 was just so good. Like the way he pulled everything together, it's so funny and yet so emotional at the same time. Like. That's really hard to do. That's really hard to walk the line of funny and emotional. Yeah. So he's just a really good filmmaker, in my opinion. I'm like, hey, I'm confident that whatever he's going to do is going to be good. And it looks like Superman is going to be good. Now, the big concern with it is that there's too much going on for this Superman movie.
Maybe a little bit too much going on.
Is this really a Superman movie?
Do we really need to put in the Justice... that's what they're referred to in the movie, the Justice Gang.
The Justice Gang.
Like with Guy Gardner... Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific. Like, do we really need them in this movie?
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's for world building, but do we really need to see them? Like, especially for a Superman movie?
Yeah. Like, again, that's what I hope they are, is just kind of like in the background. Like, they're like, hey, there's other superheroes that exist in this world. And, like, that's it. But there's so many characters. Like, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, the guy who's, like, kind of...
Metamorpho?
Yeah, Metamorpho, and, like so many characters. I'm like, there's so many characters in this thing.
Yeah.
It's like, even if they all get a little bit of screen time, all those characters, that little bit of screen time for that many people adds up. So, like, that's my really only concern, is that it's going to be too overpopulated. I think it's just,
maybe a little bit.
I think it's just going to be a backdrop. It's a comic book.
Lived-in universe. Like, because there's kaijus and there's giant robots and there's other superheroes that are already around.
Yeah. So if that's all it is, then I'm fine with that. But I mean, I'm just wondering how it's going to be handled and if it's going to be maybe too much, because Superman really needs to stand on his own. Like, I want to see a Superman movie about Superman.
A Superman legacy, and now it's just titled Superman because he said it fit better.
Yeah.
I just hope it's actually about Superman.
I don't want to be Superman and Friends. Like, there's a lot of Friends that I see. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, Nicholas Hoult looks great as Lex Luthor.
He looks like such a hater, yeah.
Like, he looks like he's gonna do a very good job. David Cornsweet as Superman looks great.
He looks great, yeah.
I think he's gonna be a great Superman.
I just think it's fun that because he was a fan cast of Superman for years, that he actually, and then that's like a fan cast that actually came true, and he's actually the real Superman.
Yeah, and I like the suit. I like the trunks.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of the trunks.
Yeah, same.
And I like. Yeah, I mean, I just think. Everything about it. I like what's her name as Lois?
Rachel Brosnan as well.
Like
she looks she's gonna do a great job.
She looks great. I mean, all the other characters, they look. I mean, Superman Clark Kent looks different and nerdy and like shy,
like a more modern kind of nerdy guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and like Superman looks more like he changes his voice when he's talking as Clark as opposed to when he's talking to Superman. That's cool. Like, I mean, I just think it has all of the classic Superman things that you want to see. Also, Krypto's in it as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that. Like, because I know James Gunn is really good with animals, so I'm wondering how he's going to work with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he's always got to put the animal thing in there.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
Do I need Krypto? No, but, I mean, I'm excited to see what, the Krypto thing is going to be. I think it looks like classic Superman stuff, and James Gunn keeps talking about he wants to bring it back to that classic and kind of be a celebration of all that Superman is, because you got Krypto in there, you got all
his nemesis Lex Luthor as the main villain.
Yeah, like he's bringing in all the stuff. So I mean, I haven't seen anything that makes me really, I hate that. I hate that they're doing that. Like it all just makes sense to me. Yeah, and it's all stuff that I would want to see in this new version of Superman that's being rebooted. And if he's gonna do it different, he's got to do it different than Zack Snyder. So
exactly,
and it's got to be just a new definitive version of Superman. So I like everything that I see.
Yeah, I agree. I think this trailer really kind of turned me around on it. I mean, I'm actually really excited to see what this movie does and what it will do for the new DC universe. It's like, if this flops, this is it for DC for a while, other than Batman.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot is riding on it. It's got to do well, because if it doesn't, then it's the death of another cinematic universe.
Exactly.
Like they're setting this up, so
another DC universe dead. Yeah.
This is what they're writing on this. Well, James Gunn is developing a world's finest movie. You said so.
Yeah, it's possible. It's been reported. I mean, this hasn't been confirmed or anything, but it's been said that from reliable sources that if this movie does that, James Gunn is currently working on a world's finest movie. Which for those who don't know, it's a team up between Superman and Batman. They don't fight. They just team up for the first time. Yeah. And if it does well, then that will be the next movie after that. Him.
Is that going to be the Brave and the Bold Batman?
I think it will be, yeah. Well, because again, that's also another topic of conversation. Who is Batman? Like, because I know they've said they're going to do Robert Pattinson Batman Part 2 as its own thing.
Yeah.
And then there's the Brave and the Bold movie with Damian Wayne, which they say is going to be the DCU Batman. Yeah. And then also now it's kind of more in the air. Like, will they just merge the Matt Reeves Robert Pattinson Batman into DCU, or will they just leave it on their own?
I mean, I hope they don't do.
I know that's part of the reason, because again, we'll probably make this its own episode about why the Batman Part 2 is taking so long. And it's one of the many theories is that the reason why they're waiting to see how Superman performs is so that if it does well, they'll just merge Robert Pattinson Batman with that world, so then they don't have to do two Batmans at the same time.
Yeah,
because they're afraid they can confuse audiences.
I hope they don't do that.
I think the one that James Gunn is writing, it'll probably be the DCU Batman, unless they decide to pull 180 and make it Robert Pattinson. Who knows? But I think it's believed that James Gunn potential world's finest movie would be the DCU Batman and this Superman.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I wish they'd keep the Batman as his own thing, because it's so different. Like, totally.
It seems like they will, but you never. I guess we'll find out after July.
That is a tricky thing, and it is tough on audiences to have to keep up with.
Even Matt Reeves was asked about it a few months ago. Whenever he was asked about it, he didn't deny it, but he didn't say yes. He just kind of addressed it, but he didn't shoot it down or say. He never said no, but he didn't say yes. So maybe there's behind closed doors conversations and everything going on, but I guess we'll have to wait till this movie comes out to see if they're gonna actually go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I love Matt Reeves' style and the whole tone he's given to the Batman universe. So I really, my hope would be that stays its own thing. I really don't want that being involved with a larger.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's whatever they want to do. I'd be willing to see a new Batman.
I would be too.
I'd be interested to see that, but. If James
I think audiences are smart enough to distinguish two different Batmans in different continuities. Yeah. Give audiences I think we can give casual audiences a bit more credit than that.
That's true. No, so it's interesting, and there's a lot riding on it. It is interesting to be in this transitional period for DC.
Yeah, we haven't gotten much from DC since 2023.
Yeah, it's it's funny to see, and I don't know how it's gonna go. It'll be interesting to see how all of this new universe takes off the ground, and if we'll be able to...
goes, yeah.
I'm excited for the Lantern show. I think that's going to be sick.
I think it'll be interesting. I'm interested to see what the Supergirl movie will be. I mean, it's not...
Oh, yeah, that's filming right now, right?
Yeah, well, it wrapped actually a few months ago. That's where Jason Momoa will be playing Lobo for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm interested to see how that... I'm very excited for the Lantern show also, because, again, I'm thinking that Green Lantern's been done so dirty by DC, and I'm happy to see him finally get something. Even if Hal Jordan's going to be a bit older, which I don't love that decision, but at least we'll get to see a proper Hal Jordan finally in DC, because Green Lantern's been on the shelf for way too long. And so I'm interested to see what other characters they'll give justice. I'm sure after Superman we'll probably get a lot more announcements of like, if this does well, they'll probably do more announcements and be like, okay, because we know this is a hit, and then we can announce more things.
I think they're just holding their breath to see how Superman does, which is coming up pretty soon. So.
And they've said that the 4 pillars of this universe will be Superman, Supergirl, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And we have Superman coming, Supergirl's coming, we know Batman's on the way. We don't know anything about Wonder Woman, so I wonder if they're going to confirm anything for her in this universe.
Yeah, that's interesting.
All we know is the Paradise Lost show, which is about Amazon before she's born, but we haven't heard anything about that since 2023. So maybe that's either been dropped or just getting reworked to an actual Wonder Woman show. But I guess we'll have to find out at some point.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see about that, I guess.
But I would say all in all, I think this trailer was a lot. I think, in my opinion, it was a lot better than the previous ones they put out, and it got me let's just say it got me hopeful for if this movie will perform well.
Yeah, I think everything I've been seeing for it looks great. I think we're gonna enjoy it. I think we're both excited for it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nothing I've seen has dismayed me from it. So
I just hope that we can get a good, proper live-action DC universe in the movies.
That's really exciting. It's exciting for the thought of all of this to go well, so that we can get all the classic things we want to see, and then hopefully sometime down the road, like a Justice League movie,
a proper Justice League movie. Well, probably this is an episode. Our personal hopes for the DC universe, and I have some things. I have some thoughts about that. I want to get.
Yeah, but it's exciting. I like the trailer. I think Superman's gonna be great. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed.
Let us know what you thought about the Superman trailer in the comments below.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys at our next episode. See ya.